As you've already studied in your points to ponder, the letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians is addressing specific situations, things at hand. People are being referenced, problems are being referenced right off the bat. You have the traditional salutation, you have the regular formulary for writing such a letter or an epistle, and then Paul just jumps right in. There's an assumption of the problems that he's addressing, and he responds to them. The difficulty, as already mentioned, is that we kind of have to piece it together, don't we? We have to piece together what it is that he's responding to. We're getting perhaps one side of a conversation, and from that one side you have to fill in the gaps and draw all sorts of inferences in order to conclude what it is that he's dealing with. Now, thank God that Paul is so explicit, and well, in fact, Paul is being inspired by God. So, yeah, thank God that Paul is being so explicit, because we're able actually to really hone in on the problems and the difficulties that he is honing in on. Now, that having been said, the first issue is an issue of division. Divisions within the church. Well, we as the church, I think, find it of some great benefit to look at the church in her very beginning, to understand how she was as she began, that we might better understand ourselves. We do this all the time when it comes to Scripture and when it comes to better understanding our own situations. How often do we go back to the book of Genesis? When's the last time you've taken a Scripture study that at some point in the study didn't go back to the garden, didn't go back to original sin, didn't go back to the beginning? There's a reason we always go back to the beginning, because when we go back to the beginning, we're in fact learning about how things were set in motion. And from that, we can draw all sorts of lessons and understanding as to how we got to where we are now. So division is the problem.